guys, Aspen Jones again. As requested, this video I'm going to talk about some of the books that I personally am reading. Okay, so the first, I'm not going to say the titles of them or anything because I'm not sure if they're going to stay like that. So the first one, it's about this girl, and her parents die on a cruise ship. So her older sister ends up taking care of her. And it's not until like a year after their parents die does the main girl, the little sister, she finds out that she's a mermaid, and her sister's known all along, but never told her just for her own protection, because they have an uncle who is very jealous of them and wants to kill them. And so it's basically a story about this girl who with her best friend and her crush. They are all mermaids and merman. They're basically trying to save the destruction of the mermaid realm from her uncle. And the girl's name is Katie, her best friend's name is Ruby, her crush's name is Eli, and her older sister name is Veronica, and the uncle's name is Jacob. So I actually started that story when I was in 6th grade. I finished it in 8th grade. I'm in 9th grade now, almost going to be in 10th grade. So it took me a long time to write that, but I was really happy with it. That's the one that's being edited right now, and I actually already started the sequel, which I'm really happy with too. The second book, it's kind of a twist on Alice in Wonderland. It's kind of right after when Alice comes back from the rabbit hole, but instead of going home with her older sister, she wakes up and she goes back home, but her family's not there. And basically the Queen of Hearts kidnapped her family and is going to kill them. So Alice has to go back to Wonderland to save her family, and she ends up meeting the White Rabbit again, but the White Rabbit is actually a human too, and it's a human that she's known. And she ends up meeting a guard who works for the Queen of Heart, and they may or may not end up falling in love. And she meets the Mad Hatter's sister, Maddie. So that one is kind of just about her trying to find her family and save her family before she goes completely, utterly insane. So I really like that one too. I finished that one, but that one's not being edited yet. The third one is about this girl. Her name is Celeste. When she was 7 years old, she followed a butterfly into the ocean, and then the wave went over her and she got sucked into this other world, and she's traumatized by it because people are telling her it's not real, she's crazy and everything, and she doesn't know if she's actually crazy. And so it's a while later, she's 16, she has friends and everything now, but she's still traumatized by this event because she doesn't know if it was real or just her imagination. And she ends up going back to the world, and she realizes it's not just her imagination, it's a world that she made up in her mind, but it became real. So it is kind of her imagination, kind of real world. It's really cool. So she ends up going back to her world with her friends, and they have to save her world from crumbling, because since she's getting older, she's going through anxiety and depression and becoming an adult, and usually when you're an adult, your creativity fades a lot from when you were little. So she basically has to try and save that and save her creativity. The next book is a book about, I just started this one actually, so I'm not sure where it's gonna go. It's about these people who are trapped inside their houses, and the government doesn't let anyone go outside. No one is allowed to go outside, and no one's ever been outside. So the way they travel, a train comes up to their doorstep, they go inside the train doesn't have any windows. They basically just live their life like that until one girl breaks the rules and goes outside and finds that there is actually a civilization outside of the walls that they've been living in. And the government's evil. It sounds kind of like a cliche story, I guess, but I've been having fun writing it. And then the last story It's about this girl, and she's little and everything, and these bombs start exploding and stuff, and over the country, and she gets taken. Everyone gets taken, and it's like years later, and basically she's one of the trainers because every single person has to go through this physical and mental training, and if you fail the test, you get executed, and if you pass the test, you start getting turned into these wolf mutant things to be soldiers. And this girl finds this guy that she was friends with, and he's being turned into a wolf mutant, but she saves him, and they basically go across the country to find who's doing this, and they have to try and stop whoever's doing it. I just started this story too, so not really sure where it's gonna go. The only two that I know are set in stone right now are Katie and Alice story. But I love writing. It kind of helps me with the depression I have. It just kind of takes me into a world of my own. That's why I love reading as well. It just takes me away from reality, and I just fall in love with these worlds that I wish I lived in. So yeah, those are the books I'm writing right now. I have a bunch more, probably 10 more that I'm writing, but I'm not going to talk about all 10 obviously, because that would just be a lot and take up a lot of time. So guys, I hope you start subscribing. Write comments of books you want me to review. Also, if you have any other ideas of things I could do on this channel that include books and writing, let me know. I'm also gonna look up on the internet what else I could do. And also, I am totally cool with not doing book stuff too. If you guys want me to do something else that doesn't involve books or writing, I think that would be really cool too, because I want to be a YouTuber. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much. Bye!